Hi everyone, it's Miss Goldman. We are here for our 26th math lesson of Module 5. Remember, our live lessons for math are happening at 11 o'clock every morning. And as always, if you cannot see all the images, you can use the PDF to help you. Please remember though, if you decide to print these out, you are printing them out lesson by lesson. And you are also making sure that you are sending me pictures of the work so I can give you credit and so you can get the credit for all the hard work that you did. And as always, if I'm going too fast, please press pause and let's get started. I feel like I'm getting nervous and all tongue-tied from the shark, but I shouldn't be. But let's begin. All right, so for this first problem, you can see I did the first one for us. And what you have to do is it says partition the number line to show the fractional units. Then draw number bonds using copies of one whole for the circled whole number. So as you can see, we first have 0, then I added in the rest of them 1/2, then we have 1, then 3 halves, and I finally put in the 4 halves. And you can see 0 equals 0 halves, so 0 equals 0 over 2. Then we have 1 equals 2 halves, so 1 equals 2 over 2, or 2 halves. And then finally 2 equals 4 halves, so 2 equals 4 halves. So then you can see I drew this out as two different ways because we had to fill these out. So 1 whole would equal 2 halves, 2 over 2. And if you have 2 wholes, now this is the first time we have a new number, 2 wholes equals 2 over 2 and 2 over 2 because 2 over 2 equals 1. So, and we can see that right over here, 1 equals 2 over 2. Your job is to do this now for thirds. Now notice you're going to do it with a whole number of 2, 3, and 4. So take your time. All right, I'm going to move on. If you need more time, just keep going. Or sorry, just press pause and keep going. So as you see as we go over this one problem with the thirds right here, which is the problem that we're doing, we have 2 equals 6 thirds, so 2 equals 6 thirds. It's just now written as a fraction and in word form. There 3 equals 9 thirds, so 3 equals 9 thirds. And then finally 4 equals 12 thirds, and then 4 equals 12 thirds. So as you see, for 2, just like above, we did 3. I have my number bond saying 3 thirds and 3 thirds. So there's 2 of them. For my third, for 3, you can see there's 3 thirds for it's stemming off, and for 4, there are 3 thirds stemming off. You remember too, if you're using multiplication, that works as well because we know 2 times 3 equals 6, 3 times 3 equals 9, and 4 times 3 equals 12. So let's keep going. So for this next problem, it says write the fraction that name the whole numbers for each fractional unit, and the first one has been done for you. So we have halves, 4 halves, 6 halves, 8 halves. Notice they didn't put in all the partitions. I would like you to try to do it if you can without it. Remember, just use your multiplication. But if you need to add in the partitions, you can, but think about it. 2 times 2 is 4, so you have 4 halves. 2 times 3 is 6, 6 halves, and 4 times 8. Sorry, 2 times 4 is 8, and that gives you your 8 halves. So take your time to work on now thirds, fourths, and sixths. As you are doing this too, remember at least for the thirds, you can go back to the problem before because you already did that in that last problem. All right, I'm going to be going over the answers now. If you need more time, just press pause. So let's go over now the thirds. So we have 6 thirds, 9 thirds, and 12 thirds. And remember, you could have done 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4. Now let's do fourths. We have 8 fourths, 12 fourths, and 16 fourths. Again, 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. And 4 times 4 is 16. Now finally, let's go to the sixths. So again, 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 6 is 18, and 4 times 6 is 24. So then you don't even need to break this up. If it was easier to break this up, you could have done that. And let's keep going. So for this problem, it says, Sammy uses 1/4 meter of wire every day to make things. Draw a number line to represent 1 meter of wire. I will help you with this. So here's your 1 meter of wire. And it says to partition the number line to represent how much Sammy uses each day. So I will help you with this part right here. I will not number it for you. I want you to number it and then tell me how many days does the wire last. And then I want you to tell me how many days will 3 meters of wire last. So take your time to solve this problem, these two problems. All right, and I am going to go over the answers. If you need more time, just press pause. So here you can see we're going over the answer. So I said the wire will last 4 days. As you can see, I partitioned it and I drew in my units. And for part B, it says how many days will 3 meters of wire last? I said 3 meters of wire will last 12 days. And we know this because we have started learning that we could just do 4 times 3 because we want 3 days. We already know it lasts, one wire lasts 4, and 4 times 3 equals 12. So now I'm going to go on to our last problem. So for this problem, it says Cindy feeds her dog 1/3 pound of food each day. Draw a number line to represent 1 pound of food. Partition the number line to represent how much food she uses each day. So again, we're going to be drawing a number line. I'll let you partition it. Then it says draw another number line to represent 4 pounds of food. After 3 days, how many pounds has she given her dog? And then finally, after 6 days of food, how many pounds of food has she given her dog? So take your time. All right, and we are going to go over the answers now. So here you can see my answer for A. I drew my number line and highlighted 1 because that is how much food she uses each day. For number 2, you can see I drew out that new number line to represent 4 pounds of food. And after 3 days, how many pounds of food has she given her dog? You can still see I highlighted 3 sections. So I wrote, she has given her dog 1 pound of food in 3 days. And finally, for number 6, it says after 6 days, how many pounds of food has she given her dog? And I said after 6 days, she has given her dog 2 pounds of food. We already know that if from above, if it takes 3 days to give her 1 pound of food, then if we double it, that becomes 6. So there you go. I hope you were able to learn a lot out of this lesson, and I hope to see you tomorrow in our live lesson at 11 o'clock. As always, stay smart, be safe, and go for the gold. Bye.